In this video, we will define what reading skills are and discuss the different types of reading skills and importance of it. Developing strong reading skills in a student is one of the key goals of every early education program. It is through reading that students expand their vocabulary and learn about the world. Reading is also the key to success in spelling and writing. What does reading skills mean? Reading skills are abilities that pertain to a person's capacity to read, comprehend, interpret, and decode written language and text. When we read, we encounter unfamiliar words, right? And through that, we expand our knowledge, which we can use in communication or to complete sentences. So reading also helps sharpen our minds, understand what we are reading, and relax also our mind. And now, I will give you 3 importance of effective reading skills. Regular reading skills can improve our academic performance by enhancing knowledge acquisition and critical thinking skills. Students with good grades are likely to be more successful in all aspects of life. They are also likely to have low anxiety levels and depression. So reading is a big help in academic performance. Second, enhance cultural awareness. Reading skills can expose you to different culture and ways of life, promoting a more tolerant culture, values respect. Cultural awareness can teach you how to appreciate and respect people who are different from you. As you become more aware of yourself and your culture, you will learn how to handle individuals from different cultures. Lastly, improve mental health. So reading benefits one to reduce stress, anxiety, and depression, so promoting better mental health. After all, mental health is very important in everyone's life. Reading versus comprehending. Reading is to gain information, be entertained, or learn, while comprehension is to understand the meaning of the text. So these two have their own roles, but they are always connected because if we don't understand what we are reading, what is the point of reading? And there is no point if we just read but we don't understand it until we finish reading. So reading and comprehension are important in reading skills to avoid misinterpreting the meaning of the text.
Good day everyone, my name is Jandaril A. Biray and today I will discuss the types of reading styles and technique. The first one is skimming. Skimming is quickly reading a text to grasp the main ideas and overall meaning without focusing on every detail. Skimming is a fast reading technique to get the main idea of a text without reading every word. Example is, you're looking over a magazine or magazine article to decide if you want to read it. And the next one is scanning. Scanning is a rapid technique used to locate specific information within a text, focusing on keywords or phrases rather than reading every words. And example is, if you are looking for the name of the author of a specific book, you would scan the text, the word author, or the author's name. Scanning is a rapid technique. You're just scanning the whole text to get the main point or the main idea you want. And the next one is intensive reading. Intensive reading involves a detailed and focused approach to reading, aiming for true comprehension and deep understanding of the text, often without specific learning goals in my mind. Example is, you're studying for an exam. You read every module intensively, focusing on understanding every concept or details. Basically, intensive reading involves reading intensively You're focusing on every details of the world's word and concept. And the next one is extensive reading. It's the process of reading longer, easier text for an extended period of time without a breakdown of comprehension, feeling overwhelmed, or the need to the break. For example, my example is you read long text or large quantities for general understanding with the intention of enjoying the text. Extensive reading is the reverse of intensive, because extensive reading is not focusing on every detail of the world, but it is with the intention of enjoying every text or every details of the word. And the last one is critical reading. Critical reading is a process of actively and thoughtfully engaging with the text, going beyond simple comprehension to analyze, interpret, and evaluate its context, its structure, and author's name. And critical reading involves analyzing, questioning, and evaluating information to form an informed opinion. This is my example is, you read a political article, you're checking the sources and considering potential bias before forming a question. And basically, critical reading, it involves evaluating, analyzing, and interpreting. So that's all my presentation, and thank you.
Good day, ma'am. My name is John Paul Ibantinan, and today I will discuss the key aspect of effective reading. Number 1, the main idea is the central point or most important message in a passage. It summarizes what the text is about. Example, in paragraph about the benefits of exercise, if most sentences discuss how it improves health, reduces stress, and boosts energy. The main idea could be regular exercise is important for maintaining physical and mental well-being. The second is reading for details. Details are the supporting pieces of information that explain, illustrate, or provide evidence for the main idea. Example, the main idea is eating healthy is important, and the details is healthy foods give your body the nutrients it needs. Number 3, text structure. Text structure refers to how information is organized in a passage. Recognizing the structure helps improve comprehension. Example, cause and effect. It rained heavily all night, so the street flowed in the morning. Yeah, that's all, ma'am.
Good day, everyone. I am Christine Alares. Today, I will tackle about relating inference. An inference is a logical guess based on clues in the text in your own knowledge. For example, she slammed the door and didn't say a word. What can we infer? She's probably angry or upset. The sentence doesn't say she's angry, but we can guess it based on her actions. Slamming a door is something people often do when they're mad or frustrated, and not speaking usually shows someone is too upset to talk. That's why we infer that she's probably angry or upset. The next one is author purpose and tone. The author's purpose is the reason they wrote the text. Explain that every piece of writing has a goal or intention. The author may want to influence the reader, give them information, tell them a story, or describe something. Common purposes. There are 4 main reasons an author might write a text. We use the acronym PIDE to remember them. The first one is persuade. The author tries to change your mind or convince you of something. Example, an opinion, an article, or an ad. For example, an ad persuading you to buy a new phone. The author is giving you facts or teaching you something. Example, a news report or textbook. For example, a news article about the weather or a textbook explaining photosynthesis. The next one is entertainment. The author is telling a story to entertain you. Example, a story or a comic. For example, a comic strip or a novel that keeps you hooked with its plot. The last one is describe. The author is giving you detailed information about something to create a picture in your mind. Example, a travel blog or a poem. For example, a blog post describing a beautiful beach. The last one is tone. Tone is the author's attitude toward the subject. Tone can be serious, humorous, angry, excited, etc. For example, I couldn't believe my luck. I found a puppy on my doorstep. The tone is joyful or excited. And that's all. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. Good day, ma'am. My name is Michelle Shea R. Sigler, and today I am here to talk about my report, which is about the reading comprehension strategies. The first one is predict. Here is my explanation. Predicting is a reading comprehension strategy that involves making educated guesses about what will happen next in the text. This strategy activates prior knowledge, engages the reader's curiosity, and prepares them for the information ahead. Predicting helps readers stay focused and enhances their overall comprehension by encouraging active thinking before, during, and after reading. For example, in a story where a character is about to enter a haunted house, readers might predict that something spooky or mysterious will happen. This prediction makes the reading experience more interactive and helps readers stay engaged with the story. So the second part is connect. What is connect? Here is my explanation. Connecting refers to relating a text to personal experiences, other texts, or broader world knowledge. This strategy helps readers deepen their understanding by making the content feel relevant to them. When readers can relate to what they are reading, they are more likely to retain the information and enjoy the experience. For example, while reading about a character who has just moved to a new city, a reader might connect this experience to their own past experience of relocating. This connection makes the character's emotions feel more relatable and the story more engaging. So the next part is identifying the main idea. Here is my explanation. Identifying the main idea involves determining the most important point or concept the author is trying to convey. This strategy is crucial for summarizing content, extracting key points, and understanding the overall message of a text. Identifying the main idea helps readers focus on the essential details and discard irrelevant information. For example, in an article about the importance of exercise, the main idea might be that the regular physical activity improves overall health. Supporting details will then elaborate on this point, such as the benefits of exercise for mental health, weight management, and disease prevention. The next is inference. What is inference? Here's my explanation. Inference is the process of using clues from the text combined with prior knowledge to draw conclusions about the things that are not explicitly stated. This skill requires critical thinking and encourages readers to engage deeply with the text, rather than just accepting information at face value. For example, if a character is described as fidgeting nervously and avoiding eye contact, readers can infer that the character is feeling anxious or guilty, even though it's not directly stated. The next part is evaluate. Here is my explanation. Evaluation involves critically assessing the content of a text. This strategy requires readers to form opinions about the text, its arguments, or its effectiveness. Evaluating a text helps readers distinguish between strong and weak arguments, identify biases, and decide whether their information is trustworthy or persuasive. For example, after reading an article on climate change, a reader might evaluate the author's argument. Is the evidence reliable? Does the article present both sides of the argument? Or does the conclusion follow logically from the evidence presented? The next is visualize. Here is my explanation. Visualization is the process of forming mental images based on the descriptions in the text. This strategy enhances understanding by making abstract concepts or descriptions more concrete. It also helps create a more immersive reading experience by allowing readers to see the story or information in their minds. For example, if a text describes a quiet beach with turquoise waters and soft, white sand, readers might close their eyes and imagine the scene. This makes the setting come alive, enhancing their engagement with the text. The next is clarify. Here is my explanation. Clarification is the process of resolving confusion during reading. When readers encounter difficult words, unclear phrases, or confusing ideas, they pause to clarify their understanding. This might involve reading a passage, looking up unfamiliar words, or discussing the text with others. For example, if a reader encounters a difficult word like symbiosis, they might pause to look it up or reread the sentence to understand the context. This helps them maintain their focus and understanding of the text. So the next one is question. Here is my explanation. Questioning involves actively engaging with the text by asking questions before, during, and after reading. This strategy encourages deeper understanding by prompting readers to think critically about what they are reading. It also fosters curiosity and enhances retention. For example, before reading a chapter about a character's motives, a reader might ask, why did the character make that decision? After reading, they could ask, what were the consequences of that decision? So the last part is summarize. Here is my explanation. Summarizing is the skill of condensing the most important information from a text into a brief, clear summary. It helps readers focus on the key points and eliminates unnecessary details. Summarizing also strengthens memory retention and ensures that the reader understands the core message. For example, after reading a report on renewable energy, a reader might summarize the main points. That is all. Thank you.